As you equip items, you can, well, basically, when you can equip items, you can equip them to weapons, your head, your arms, your body, and then accessory. And we don't have any accessories, so I really can't explain what they'll do yet. But see here with the dagger, you'll see down below it, it says flee. As we go through battles, we'll gain AP, as I mentioned before. The AP goes towards learning abilities. Right now I have 7 AP, which means, I have 7 AP towards learning flee. Now we can use flee because we have that dagger equipped, but if I were to take that off and replace it with a different weapon that didn't have flee, right, I wouldn't be able to use it again until I learned flee, and then I can use it whenever I want to. Or if I were to equip the dagger again, I'd be able to use it again. All armor is like this. That's how you learn abilities through the game. You'll learn other ones that I'll go over in a minute. And sometimes you can wear armor that doesn't give you an ability, but it'll give your stats a boost. I don't have any other headgear for Zidane right now. I'll give him a leather wrist, which will let him learn Beast Killer. He can't learn Blizzard, Vivi can, so I'll switch that over to Vivi once I learn Beast Killer. Protect girls, that's fine. We want to give Vivi Silk Shirt so he can start learning Thunder. Give him a wrist because he needs more protection, and Leather Hat, he's already wearing it. Steiner, we have 2 weapons. We'll give him the Iron Sword after we learn Beast Killer. Rubber Helm, won't wear that. It's actually worse than what we have right now, and I'll kind of explain something about that in a second. Bronze Armor, we have nothing better. Now, let's take Steiner into consideration here. He can learn Beast Killer. This is different from learning an attack. As you see, there are use commands, and then there's equip. Equip will let you learn these very special abilities. Not every character can learn the same ones. Usually, if you're an attack character, you'll get things like Beast Killer, like killer moves, which will help you do more damage to certain things. And it's usually a completely different list for each character. Other ones will get, well, some of them will have carryovers like auto haste and things like that. But as we learn those, I'll explain what they do. Now, we also, if you look up there, we have 17 out of 17. Those are special stones that we can place into these little slots here, and that will activate these special abilities. For example, with Beast Killer, anytime we kill a beast-style monster, or attack it rather, we'll do more damage than usual. Same with the Bird Killer, do more damage to flying enemies. And Bug Killer will let us do more damage to bugs. Antibody will protect us against poison and venom. Very nice to have at this point in the game. Whoops. Zidane has Beast Killer and Protect Girls, which will let him... Basically, it's cover, but only works when a girl is going to get attacked. And we have no girls in the party, so I'm not going to bother with it. I'll just give him Beast Killer for now. And Vivi can't learn anything right at the moment. Oh boy, there's so much I have to go through. You will gain more stones as you level up. It's not a set rate, I don't believe, but you'll never have enough for everything, as far as I can remember. You'll have to pick and choose, and you can remove the stones and put them in different slots at any time you want. As long as, well, not when you're in battle, of course, but... let's see, what else is there? Let's see, Vivi... Oh yeah, Vivi's abilities. He has black magic, obviously, because he's a black mage, which will let him use attack spells like Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, and then he'll get stronger variations of those. Steiner can learn Sword Magic, which is completely different than, like I said, he's more of a Dark Knight character. Basically how that works, and I'll show you in a battle, if I can get into one. What'll happen is Vivi will cast a spell onto Steiner's sword, and then he can attack with that spell. And it only works if Vivi's in the party, otherwise it's not available to you, which kind of sucks. I mean, it's a good thing to use. It makes allows you to use some very powerful spells, but sword art, I'll go over that in a minute. Now this is basically a demo of what's going to happen. We cast fire on the sword, and we just obliterated that goblin. This will use MP from Steiner's magic pool, and I guess I should go over HP and MP too. If we go back into the menu, you can see that each character has HP, which are your hit points. You can only take so much damage before you get knocked out. It's not called dead in this game, even though there is a death spell, which doesn't work very well. And MP is your magic points, which go a lot faster than you'd think, especially at this point in the game. Those will also increase as you level up. So yeah, that sword magic will only work with Vivi. If you don't have him in the party, that sword magic slot will not be available. Steiner also has sword arts, which are attacks that will usually inflict some sort of status ailment on an enemy. For example, this one has minus strike, and if I go into his abilities and look at it, it will damage the difference between your max HP and current HP. I don't really use minus strike. He has other ones that are lower defense and such, and I'll go over those as we learn them or gain them. Now notice here there's minus strike on this iron sword, and the rubber helm also has a minus strike. If I have these both equipped, since they both have the same ability on them, I will receive double AP towards learning this ability. Now once I have 35 AP for this, I will have learned minus strike, and I can use it whenever I want to. The levels, or the amount of AP that you need to learn a certain ability varies from ability to ability. There are some that require about 250 AP. And when you only get 1 or 2 AP per battle, it can be very, very tedious. Although there are abilities that will double your AP. But the point I'm trying to make here is you always want to try, and if you can learn 2 at once, go for it. I mean, learn the same. You can learn the same thing on 2 different pieces of equipment. Do that. I always take the time to learn everything before moving on. It's a great way to gain levels. It's a great way to get gil. And you'll usually rack up some cards and such by doing that. This is really going on. If you haven't figured this out already, this is coming out in 2 parts. You should really go watch the first part so you're not getting confused. I'm getting confused just talking about this stuff. Let's see, is there anything else worth mentioning at this point? Accessories will be kind of like everything else. They will also give you stat boosts, but I'll go over that when we get one. We don't have any. Oh yeah, this is something I should mention too. Your different equipment will give you sometimes will give you a certain bonus for things. If you hit select, which is a great tool to use. Yeah, sometimes they don't give you anything, but oh yeah, raises your spirit. I won't really go over the stats. You can kind of customize what stats you want to raise when you're doing it. I tend to do certain things. I might go over that more later on. Right now, I don't want to bore you guys to death. Here we go. This silk shirt, damage thunder will be reduced by 50% as long as we wear this. Now, this is not like your other abilities that you can equip. You can only get this damage reduction against thunder when you wear this. You can't learn that. So keep that in mind. There are some bosses that are elemental based and will use certain spells. It may lower your defense, but wearing this and getting a damage reduction that way is still a good idea. I recommend not selling your equipment back unless you're really, really low on gil or you have an abundance of a certain type of equipment. There's also something else, some other reason why you wouldn't want to sell stuff back, and I'll go over that. It's not available to us yet. When we're damage reduced on the bronze armor, rubber helm, everything you really want to check out and see what each piece of equipment does. I'm not going to go over everything because I could be here for a year going over all that stuff. That's all I'm going to go over for now. That's a lot of information to take in, and it's incredibly boring. I've had that menu screen open for quite a long time. I'm sorry if I bored you guys to death. There is more, I guess, well, trance is something else I have to go over, I suppose. I'll very quickly mention that trance is different for every character. I said that last time. Zidane will learn Dine. Steiner does not get a new ability when he's tranced, and Vivi gets double black, which I'll go over that as we battle through the next video. I'm not gonna bore you guys anymore with this stuff. So next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy IX...
I hope she made lots of spaghetti!